Good morning, fellas. Tricky Dicky Mason here again with more skincare and makeup tips. Now, if you're sick of watching those Instagram videos where you see the 20-something using anti-age products and makeup to make their skin even more flawless, this isn't one of those kind of videos. As you can see, I am blotchy, I have got eye bags, and I have got wrinkles the size of crevices. I am not a skincare expert, I am not a makeup artist, I'm not a hairdresser. In fact, I'm a health and safety manager, so I'm not too sure why I'm here. If you've spent more than 7 minutes on Instagram lately, you're bound to have come across the brand Il Makiage. In particular, the product which is called Woke Up Like This. That very French-sounding brand where people swipe a foundation across their face and magically the colour melts into the skin perfectly. Now, if you've wondered how to get to that stage, I'm going to take you through it today. Being me, after watching one of those Instagram videos where they get the perfect shade match and it just transforms the skin into this flawless beauty, I want to be that person. So, of course, curiosity got the best of me and I've done it. So you guys can or can't, depending on what you want to do. When you've got skin which is very nearly 60 years old, you're bound to have a few bumps, red patches, and bits that you'd rather not show the world. The great thing about Il Makiage, said that wrong again, someone's going to have to tell me how to say it properly. Il Makiage is an online only company. There's no stores or counters as far as I'm aware, and so there's no awkward chats with that orange consultant behind a makeup counter that looks at you like you should be in some kind of care home. You don't have to go through all that. And so you go online and you do what they call their PowerMatch Quiz. So it's basically a Tinder profile for your skin. It asks certain questions like, is your skin oily, dry, or both? For mine, it depends on my mood. How do you tan? I don't tan, and I just sulk for the entire holiday when I get burnt on the first day. What colour are your veins? Blue, green, red? I don't know. I don't know how to work it out either. At this point, I'm thinking I've never once looked at my veins in daylight, but today's the day. Anyway, so I went through the process. You go through about 5 or 6 different stages, and then they start showing you pictures of skin. And it says, is your skin like this? And you think, oh, yes, it's like this. Yes, it's like that. And you go through about 5 or 6 stages of choosing different kinds of skin tones, which should be fairly easy. And I don't know what it is about me, but I don't know whether I identify as somebody much younger and paler. I don't know. I've got the ginger hair, so I always assume that I have got the palest of palest skins, but apparently that is not the case. Anyway, I went through these stages, and then the final stages is they say you just put your email address in and they'll send you the perfect shade. So you put your email address, they've got your details then, and they send you the perfect shade. So in my case, I went through the quiz and I came out with shade 60. So all very easy. A few days later, it arrives in the post. I will now show you shade 60 and I'll give you that Instagram wow moment. So this is shade 60. And there it is on my skin. So on the Instagram videos, they put it on and it's like, oh, it's a perfect match. I don't know whether there is a perfect match. I don't know enough about makeup to tell you whether this is a perfect match. I'm just going to blend it in to my skin there so I don't look like an idiot for the rest of this video. So I very clumsily, I do usually take a bit more care, but I very clumsily just blended that into my skin there. And there it is. Is that a perfect match? I don't know. And so I emailed them. And I said, my name's Dicky Mason, I've got this YouTube channel and I promote skincare and makeup tips for elderly men like myself. Could you just let me know whether this is the right shade before I do the video? And so they sent me an email back. Hi, babe. Unfortunately, you'll have to contact the press office who deal with these kind of things. Send them an email. If they're interested, they'll get back to you. So I'm just like, oh. So I sent an email to the press at Il Makiage. I waited a week. I didn't hear from them, so I assume they're not interested in my channel. And why would they be? You guys have seen it. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I persevered. I sent another email. I said, is it possible you can just give me a bit of help with the shade? I know I mentioned a video earlier, but if you could just help me. And they said, thank you for your email. The press deal with this kind of thing, so just wait to see if you hear back from them. So I'm just like, oh. So then I sent them another email and I look, I've already bought the products. I don't need to go to press. I've already bought them. I'm not after free products. I'm just after a bit of help to find out whether this tone is actually right for me. So I got another email back. Hi, babe. Yes, if you'd like to send us a picture of yourself in sunlight, we'll find the right shade for you. So I sent them a picture, a couple of photographs of me outside, and I got another email back. This is the perfect match for you, and it's 35. So when I did it myself, I was 60, and when they did it, I was 35. So I'm now going to show you shade 35. So this is shade 35. Now, is this my Instagram wow moment? I don't know. I'm just going to blend this in again. I think it's a bit too pale. It's too pale. Okay, apparently not meant to look at it straight away because it does actually, once it dries, it does change a bit of colour and it goes a little bit more matte, but that's basically blended into my skin. So am I shade 60? Am I shade 35? I don't know. They both look pretty good. I'm actually quite pleased with the product, to tell the truth, on both sides of my face, but I really don't know whether that is the right shade for me. I still don't know. The good thing about being able to choose the shade yourself by choosing the skin tones and then they send it out to you, you get to try the product for 2 weeks before you actually pay for it. So if you're not happy with the product, you can send it back. I got shade 60. And then when they finally got back to me and said I was actually a shade 35, I sent that shade 60 back, so I wasn't charged for that, and then I've paid for the new shade 35. But I kind of miss shade 60. Now, I did sneakily keep a bit of shade 60 in a container so I could actually show you guys that did both shades. I did actually send the bottle back, so we maybe not tell them about keeping that little amount. Anyway, the packaging is very sleek. It's got a black top, it's got black writing, it's not overly feminine, so it's kind of like a masculine product to use. I appreciate not everybody wants to start wearing makeup. If you're near 60 and you've got blood veins, rosetta, patchy skin, you might want to try it for a special occasion. I'm actually really pleased with the product itself. I think it's a brilliant concept. The customer service, I don't know, we got there in the end, I suppose, is all I can actually say. Whether I've got the right shade now, I don't know. I'm looking for somebody to tell me whether I've got the right shade. I think it's pretty good, and it seems to last all day. You don't suddenly get oily halfway through. It doesn't migrate to the other parts of your face. I only use it a tiny bit, and I only use it on the areas that I've shown you there. This is where I'm red and patchy, so I only use it on my cheeks and occasionally a little bit towards my forehead there. Never use it on my chin. It's just the areas that I actually need it, and I think it really sort of helps and tones down some of the patchiness to my skin. I think it's got a nice texture. It offers a decent amount of coverage without looking like you've got makeup on. Do I look a little bit washed out on that side? I'm not sure. Do I look a bit overdone on that side? I don't know. So I've got 35 and 60. I'm a ginger. I don't know whether that helps anybody. But I do really like the concept and I do really like the product. So if you guys are foundation curious, this is perfect because you don't have to speak to anybody. You can basically try and pick the shade yourself. And if you don't like it, you can send it back. I don't expect miracles when I try any kind of product on. I am nearly 60 years old. I'm going to look 60 years old. Whatever I do to my face, whatever procedures I have, I might start looking like a weird 60-year-old, but I am still going to look 60 years old. I'm keeping my product for now. I'm not going to send this one back. I am keeping it. Part of me still wishes I still had the other product as well. Anyway, that is my take on Il Makiage. I don't think I've said that right. That is my take on this product. If you're interested in any more self-improvement, I don't know whether this is self-improvement or self-deception or both, but I actually quite like it. And remember, nobody wakes up like this unless you've got Wi-Fi, caffeine, and the right lighting. Take care, guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.